In 1940, the group committee closed down for the duration of the war. The 20th worked hard for the war effort, winning a prize for the most scrap metal collected in the city, 20 tons. The prize was a trek cart presented by the master cutler. The war took its toll on older and former members who were serving their country. In 1945, Scouting resumed with a jamboree at Walesby in June, and in August, a VJ celebration camp in Sandsend, near Whitby, led by the Reverend Godding. Michael Bird represented the 20th at the 1947 World Scout Jamboree in Moisson, France, and later, in 1949, he and John James hitchhiked around Normandy and Brittany. The group committee was reformed and long discussion held about cashing in the group's war bonds, problems which the current committee thankfully don't have to deal with. The committee minutes also highlight a lack of leaders. Some things never change. Ashford-in-the-Water was the venue for the 1950 Wit Camp, with St Ives being the venue for the summer camp. Here you can see Tony Judge, John James, Malcolm Torrey, Bob Eastwood, Graham Torrey, and John Green. The 50s saw growth in all sections, especially the Rover crew, with a jazz band being formed. This picture taken outside the old Rover den, and the regular Saturday night table tennis meeting in the scout room. Here you can see Bob Eastwood, Mike Street, Ken Healy, John James, Jim Angle, and Mick Ditcher. The young lady with a smile on her face is not named on the photograph. Does anyone here know her? And here's a photo on a camp in Baslow around 1952, apparently an unsuccessful attempt at raft building, again highlighting how things don't change. Our Golden Jubilee in 1961 saw Jim Buckley become Group Scout Leader, a role he held for over 25 years. And the group performed a gang show at the parish hall, produced by an old rover, Gordon Cork, and a congratulatory letter was received from Ralph Reeder. The Scouts won the 1964 district camping competition, winning the Bone of Contention, pictured here in one of its later reincarnations. Another 20th milestone arrived in 1971 with our Diamond Jubilee, celebrated with a dinner in the parish hall. And later that year, the parents and leaders spent many hours levelling the grass area behind the scout room by hand. 1973 sees a second troop open at Ecclesall, on a Thursday night, run by Vernon Hoare and John Whiteway, while Friday Scouts continue to grow under long-serving leaders Pete Selby and Quilly. And the Cubs hold a weekend camp at Castleton, with some of the people in this picture here this evening. The 70s saw much sporting success for the group, winning district and city events such as the Athletes Competition, football, cross-country, the Telegraph Trophy, and many swimming galas which resulted in leaders such as Dave Dickinson, Ken Watson, and Derek Jones being thrown in the pool. In 1975, the group held a fundraising gourmet auction in the parish hall. Many people at that auction are with us here this evening. The Queen visited Hillsborough Park in 1977 for her Silver Jubilee and was met by members of the 20th who manned displays of canoe building. All the canoes the group had remain in Granny Pinder's garage, and Mark Turner, being the smallest scout, was sent inside the canoes to join the two halves together. 1977 also saw Betty Watson produce her first gang show at Ecclesall, and pictured here are the original All Saints Sweeties.